Dixieland Army with their Saturday night North and South line battle. Colonel Martin. Look at that. Doesn't he look fantastic from the 1st CA? Well, precisely. And there's Sergeant Simpson, probably from the Black Horse Brigade, I'm guessing. We'll have to wait and see. Who's this over here? There's Corporal Swaggles. And there's Pioneer North. Following up with Corporal Alp. So these cannoneers getting themselves ready with Veteran Private Colamand. Who's this at the back? It's Moostery from the 15th Alabama. And I appreciate the the statement of love in the old chat. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. So, bunch of daft sods, a lot of them. Anyway, let's go and have a look around. There is Pioneer North. Oh, Swaggles is down. Splash one, Swaggles. Oh boy, taken down by Doverkind. Wow, Swaggles got beaten like a rented mule. That was painful. Literally within 2 minutes of the game start. So, good start there for Swaggles. He gets to sit it out for the rest of the round. And it's possible there's only... there's only about 3 or 4 people dead. So, technically speaking, not too bad. Here is Sergeant Macapaka of the 63rd Virginia. They're scouting around, looking for some opportunities. And look at this. It's the 14th New York State Militia. Always wonderful to see them. And who's up front? It's Holborn, captain of the fine red-legged Devils. And you've also got in there, of course, their great green livery is the United States Sharpshooters. And they're now supported by the 14th, and you can see here the 1st Col, the 1st Colonial Army, I'm assuming. Could be wrong, difficult to say. But either way, a few guys have been hit with fine headshots coming in. And you can see now the United States Sharpshooters, supported by the New York State Militia and the 5th North Carolina. Look at that. North Carolinian troops taking cover in the main village. Ho, Nelly! Volunteer prod picking off members of the United States Sharpshooters. Look at that. And they have now backed off to a more secure position. Whoop whoop. Sharpshooter of the USSS. And there is G.I. Jose. Or G.I. Jose, maybe. Oh, toilet! Avoided a ball there. That could have been nasty for him. And there's some fine Minata 19. And the guy's getting set up there. He's only parked. Sir, how dare you?
For the Union!
Well, precisely. And Immobile from the 27th Virginia is living up to his name. Bosnian Huntard from North Carolina, and cannonballs coming in from Volunteer Prod. Lovely stuff indeed, proving themselves to be very, very nasty. Down goes Volunteer Parts. And here we're looking at the 77th North Carolinian, the quick one. This will be the 77 Wise Regiment, North and South. Always a pleasure to see them. And you can see these guys making use. There's Corporal Sparky about to get shot. Who's this standing up front? Going toe-to-toe. It's Charlie. It's Charlie the Turtle. The bravest and deadliest of all the turtles. Lieutenant Charlie. Now, oh goodness, over here. Looks like we got some additional forces from the 63rd Virginia. And they're hiding around the corner, working together with Robert Evans of the 61st. Uh-oh, it's a surprise! Coming in, the North Carolinians coming round the side of these rather large, well-defended rocks, and it's going to turn into a melee on the outside, as you've also got the 11th New York getting involved. Down they go. along with the rifle fire coming in from Silver Titan of the 63rd. They've even got gold bars. Actually, they don't look very... They look a bit dirty. Maybe copper, difficult to say. And you here is Brigadier... Well, there was Brigadier General Farts. And up here... First, I think it might be California because it's CA. I don't know if California actually existed around the 1860s. I'm not sure. It may have still been the ownership of Mexico. I'm not sure on my history for that. Brigadier General Nutmeg. In with very, very nice uniform. Doesn't she look buxom today as always? So she's trying to avoid catching a bullet with her forehead. Not really conducive to additional living. Or I should say extended living. Colonel Martin of the 1st Californian. We'll call him that. Who's this? George B. of the 53rd Alabama. And they are attacking along with the 6th Michigan. Colonel Camin going in with the horsey goodness to attack those fellas from the 53rd Alabama who are trying to defend. Ouch. Poor old Daniel just got rifle butted. So a little bit of butt action for Daniel there. Probably not what he required. But we now move over and we're looking at Skonic from the 53rd. And that's the thing that you always remember. Oh, he's waiting for that bleeding. He's bleeding. He's not going go for Skonic. He needs to get somebody to come and apply the bandage to him quickly. Come on, he's got to hurry up. He's got to hurry up. He's bleeding. Oh, Skonic, this is not going well for Skonic. And, oh, they get him just in time. Who is the medic? Sergeant Major Griggs. So, that could have been a close moment. And I have to say, I do like the bleeding mechanic in this game. It brings another level, I tend to feel, of strategy. Means people are less inclined to go charging into the battle because they can get wounded and then slowly bleed themselves out. Oh dear! Colonel Bob Rabbit. Wow. That serious rabbity goodness coming in from Bob. He's going to be pleased. There he is. The 116th Pennsylvania. That serious bobbing going on from him. Supported by Radoy. And loading done by Private Takeout. So, the 116th Pennsylvania, beautifully timed canister shot. Uh-oh. It's going to happen again. Sadly not. They have bypassed him, and here comes the Bork. Lieutenant Colonel of the 16th Tennessee, going in with the 6-shooter. And then taking some bullet hits. Now he's going to be in trouble. And that's exactly what he was. And he ended up getting team killed. Colonel Camin, repelling borders with the Army Colt. Look at that. The old 6-shooter now reloading. And they're going to have to reform. Get themselves together. Get themselves back on the horse. The Michigan Cavalry now in a position. And who's this? It's Zimpax. And they're going to fit the bayonets. And charge. And down goes poor G.I. Jose. Oh dear. Poor William. William got team killed because his the team killer sister was shouting at him to be quiet. So, look at this. Trooper Logan of the Michigan Cavalry. They're going to be going in. Volunteer Loch Lane of Pennsylvania. Going in with the punching. Oh, look at this. Oh, fantastic punching work going in from Loch Lane. Can he get it in before? He keeps knocking him back as he tries to go after it. And he gets hit once, and Loch Lane taken down by Colonel Sawyer. Oh, a fine moment. Sawyer then falls unceremoniously on the battlefield. And now we have what remains of the enemy over here. Flag holder There's Mr. J. And here is Kanad Tachibana from the Iron Battalion. Shot in the... that doesn't look like an all charge. But yeah, okay, never mind. Down goes Kamin, Colonel of the 6th Michigan, trying to defend himself. Down goes another, killed by the United States sharpshooters. And this is Hansel from the Iron Battalion, brutally murdered. As we're watching a little bit of cactus adjustment. We're on to the next round, boys and girls. The sound of the fearsome Iron Beast in the background, the whistle, that announces we are in the middle of a station. Now, a little bit of history. Now, I'm sure everyone in the comments will correct me if I'm wrong. But when it came to the naming of battles and things of that nature, the Confederates tended to use stations, whereas the Unions referred to rivers. Now, so that's why 1st Manassas, Bull Run, all that kind of stuff tends to have a little bit of difference depending on which side of the battle you're talking from the point of view. Now, it's possible also that I've got that the wrong way round, because I'd be surprised if the Confederate had access to trains as much as the Union would have done. I would have thought that the Union Army would have, or at least the Union parts of America would have had a better train network than down south. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I'll also check on my information. So, because I do have, for those of you not aware, I do listen to a lot of audiobooks. And one of which I listen to is about the American Civil War. And to be honest, oh, for God's sake. To be honest, this game, North and South, got me very interested in the entire American Civil War. And we find piano work. There's J. King. Listen to that, isn't that lovely? This is my favourite tune from the piano in North and South. And Volunteer Prod is murdering people with the cannonballs. Took out 1st Colonial Army there. Very nice indeed. It's just such a nice tune. It's so evocative of the time. And so melancholy as well. So I could listen to that. And you guys wouldn't get to see any of the battles. It's White Knight Bombardier of North Carolina. And here is the leader. The man himself. Monsieur Turtle. So, let's go see what's going on with the 6th Michigan Cavalry. And there is Colonel Kamin. Look at that fine scarf. There's a man whose mum made him a scarf for Christmas. That's Charlie the... Oh, goodness me. Atomic Chicken. What a fantastic name. We heartily approve of Atomic Chickens. Along with some of the other fantastic names we've seen in the community. The most memorable in North and South is, of course, Mr. Rubber Walrus. So shout out to Mr. Rubber Walrus wherever he is. Now, let's find out what's going on here. Oh, what? Where did that happen? What the bloody hell? The capture, dead or alive, preferably dead, of one William Bolly, known as Chapman the Kid. Oh, God. That basically makes me quick on the trigger finger. Oh, dear. And, okay, that's just insulting. $500 for me? Oh, God. That'll buy a leg for a start. Way too fat to only be worth $500. I mean, my body will probably take, like, several carriages of these, for example, just to carry me to where they were trying to go. So, anyway, minor mode cancel. Minor rant there. Never mind. I'll have to have a word with Hinkle about that. Some adjustment needs to be... Oh, dear, oh, dear. Volunteer prod. Recruit. Currently with 13 kills and 1 death. Holy crap, these boys are on form with the cannonballs. This is fantastic stuff. And volunteer prod proving the point on poor old Montgomery there. And we just lost Bob Rabbit. Poor old Robert Rabbit is down. And here, the 11th New York. Look at these fine fellows. In with the 14th New York State Militia. The red-legged devils. Of course, their fine history. Whoops-a-daisy and a team kill. Yeah, I knew it wouldn't last. Of course, our good friend, Diplex. In the days of the New York State Militia. And look at this, trial staff handling. Currently bleeding like a stuck pig. Yes, sir. Not looking good. He's looking for that heel. What's that heel he's looking for? He's trying to get somebody's attention. There we go. The bandage is applied. The bleeding is stemmed. And normal service can be resumed until he gets shot in the head at any rate. So, let's find out what spray is going on. Oh, look at this. The battle flag. Held by Kutchin. And now, up there, Lieutenant Bernarda Takibana of the Armed Battalion. Looking very lovely today, I have to say. So, what's going on here? There is Major Perseus. And there's Thoric. And Dominic. And explosions. Oh dear. Who's this fellow over here? There's Volunteer Prod, the mass murderer himself. Doesn't say hello like a normal person. Writes hello on a cannonball and then shoots you in the face. And there's Corporal Alp. Bit of engineering work from him by the looks of it. Picking up. Or possibly not. So the Alp has been unceremoniously felled. Commentator's curse claims another victim. There's Dominic. Moving in with a horse. There's Swaggles. His mate next to him dies. That's unfortunate. Well, howdy doody. Love those accents. They're just fantastic. And it's Kanada Takibana using the pistol to track down the fleeing enemy. Brutal, brutal stuff. And deeply inaccurate stuff at the same time. Oh dear me. It's Hansel, also of the I Battalion here, the 2nd USSS. Now, over on this side, there we go. There's Little Ev. And who's this? Hagum. Oh, who's this hiding behind here? Whoa, Nelly, look at that cannonball bouncing in. It seems that Stenholt decided to take an opportunistic hide behind a tree just at the right moment, so... Well, yeehaw indeed. Now, let's have a look at the difference. 19 and 31. Oh, dear. Yeah, it's not looking good for the Union, which is currently why they are running away. I would say tactically retreating, I think, is the polite term. So, it looks like now, out come the butt action. And the fight on the hill. By the rock. Not sure what we call this. Whale rock? It does look like a whale breaching the water, doesn't it? A little bit. Like a humpback. But it also looks somewhat dinosaur-like. So. And a quick shot taken by Sergeant Major Perseus. And here. Down goes Whoop Whoop. Whoop Whoop. And he is finished off. So Lieutenant Colonel Zbork is now about to cross the river. Charge! Oh dear. So Felix Smith making his way forward. So they've done their shots. Now it's going to be melee. And down goes Foxtrot. What's going on over here? Who is this? It's Felix Smith.
Well, show them how we do it in Texas.
Well, precisely. And here they are. Over here. And currently locked in mortal combat, immobile. Proving that he's anything but. He's now bleeding as a result of a sword hit. Not going to be good for immobile. He's going to need some support. Going to need some band. Oh, dear. And he's now most definitely immobile. Colonel Martin, and there we go. They're firing the bullets until finally the kill is made. And we're on to a map change, boys and girls. We'll be right back. And we return after a map change. Look at that sky field. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, look at that. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. It's only a shame there's going to be plenty of blood spilt tonight. Ah, it's the Intrepid. Balloony goodness from the Intrepid, and Bob is the driver of said balloon. Robert Rabbit is airborne, ladies and gentlemen. Fear the Bob. He's going up to do some sneaky spying. Quite some distance up high. And there we go. And he sees movement. Past the house, past the brushes, by the other houses. So the cannonballs whistle past the forces and listen. Just listen. Not to that. The birds singing. I would say, is it dusk or dawn? I would say it's dusk. But now is an opportunity for these guys to sneak up on the enemy. Now, it's going to be sneaky, and you're going to have little areas like this where they can hide by the rocks. It's going to make picking out the enemy a lot harder. And although Thorlick seems to be doing pretty well right now, with a couple of nice, or 3 nice kills onto the 69th Pennsylvania. And down goes Grenadier Nomad, and more fire coming in as Donald gets taken out by takeout, ironically enough. And we're here with the 13th Texan Rangers. Colonel Snowfox. Taking a pot shot. And working together with the 16th Tennessee and the 63rd Virginia. You can see Freya there as well. And these guys firing with the additional accuracy that these mini balls provided. Obviously now we're talking rifle barrels. The mini ball would use the gas fired from the explosion to expand, make use of that rifling, and as a result could be lethal up to 300 feet. As opposed to the 100 feet of the standard Napoleonic musket. Fortune 0. And now what they're looking to do is to try and trim off as many as possible before the final battles in the field begin. And that's certainly helping with a headshot into Gem SEC of the 2nd United States Sharpshooters. Now you can see over here the cannon positions and defensive positions. There you can see Volunteer Prod and Thorlick working with him. That lovely report from the cannon and checking through the spyglass, the binocs, to see if they can get that additional distance. Now obviously one thing to bear in mind, this is something you don't see in a lot of games, is the light behind you means that you will create a silhouette and make it easy for people to shoot at you. Which is why you'd see people in armies say don't walk on the top of the hill, walk just behind it, because if there's a moon behind you, then you will be highlighted and shot repeatedly. Which is just rude. There he is, from the 4th Michigan, Major General Musial, with that fine moustache. And we thanks to, of course, Musial for adminning the event as well as taking part. As Führer Thomas Chad gets taken, or takes down a member of the United States Sharpshooters. So, as Chad slowly dies quietly, we'll move over. Oh, hand strudel. And we got more fire coming in from these guys. And you can see Fortune 0 being finished off, and you can see now the casualties in the field, in this cornfield. Not looking good for these boys. They're going to have to back off. It's the 1st Californian. Robert Evans, also 61st Virginia. And now you can see the flag being picked up from the recently full carrier. And Tachibana working together with Mr. J. As down goes the quick one. And this could be the opportunity. And there is Sergeant Simpson from the Black Horse Brigade. Looking for a heal. He gets the heal. There we go. His survival is now a little bit more assured. So, Colonel Martin in a fine Davy Crockett hat. Doesn't he look fantastic? And we're over here. Whoa, Nelly. It's Robert Rabbit again. The Bob. Doing the damage. Along with Private Takeout. And look at these cannons. And now you can see them sneaking around the side. Got to be very quiet. Or at least a little bit quiet. In case they see them sneaking up and down. Nope, correction. Corporal Bobs. As now you can see them pushing in. As these guys now try to take control of the Intrepid. Sergeant J.C. Wales of the 63rd. Oh dear, we just lost Donald Trump. It's about bloody time too. As Bob Green backs away from the fire. Going in for a little bit of melee combat. And Josie Wales continues with the fine 6-shooter work. As there he is himself, currently making a strategic retreat. And there we go, getting healed for recent damage. So, Robert's now in a happier position. Who's he being supported by? By the 69th Pennsylvania. And also there's Takeout. And there's Volunteer Halifax. And there, Invitational Shrew. Looking determined. Determined engineer for the Shrew here. Doesn't she look lovely as well? Always great to see female engineering come to the forefront in the battle. She's got to stay away from those spikes. But she can stop the horses charging through the forest. So, further ahead, it's Mink's Meat from the 16th, 116th, I should say. And so we're watching as they're deciding to pull back a bit further. And of course, somebody's catching a ride. It's J. Taylor, or J.L. Taylor, while riding the horse's Private Takeout. Taking him out to the ball game. And Sawyer with a lovely shot onto the 14th New York State Militia. Also taking down the colonel of the 7th Ohio. Lovely stuff indeed. Oh, goodness me. Let's see if we can find some of these guys. You can see now. Oh. Oh, dear. The 15th North Carolina just losing 3 men from that brutal, brutal grape shot hit. See if we can find some of these guys. There, of course. The Atomic Chicken. And here is Colonel Carl of the 53rd Alabama. Charging towards the Intrepid. Let's see what awaits him. Currently, not much. A few straggles of defenders now looking to pull back. And look at that. Cavalry go past. Go past, I should say, in the moonlight. Or the dusk light, or whatever the hell the light is. But you've also got a section up here on the hill. As Swaggles gets team killed. Poor Swaggles, not having the best of luck today. And there, of course, Atomic Chicken. And Hans Strudel. The fine Strudel. Taking pot shot at the enemy. And here, PFC Toilet. Flushed with success. Working together with McPrayline of the 69th Pennsylvania. And now these guys trying to put up a defense. There's takeout with a quick shot. Doesn't seem to have done any damage. As down goes Mincemeat. Taken down by Mateo. You can see them getting pressured through the woods here. This is going to be the problem. Here is Major Adid from the 63rd Virginian Fine Army. And look at that. Down goes a horse in front of him. Out comes a 6-shooter and down goes J.L. Taylor. And another kill by Major Adid. Taking out takeout. Oh, the irony of that. And Colonel Carl of the 53rd Alabama with a fine kill. And the last few rifle shots. As now it's an all charge. As Colonel Carl gets a horse nearby. You can see the melee here. Recruit James TTT stabbed brutally by Whoop Whoop. Sharpshooter Whoop Whoop from the 2nd USSS. Now, yeah, Beacon would definitely help in this situation. As down goes McPrayline. Ouch! Down goes Whoop Whoop. And the Confederates successfully win that round. Well, here we are by the high smoke output of the farm nearby where the USS Intrepid is stored. And here we can see, oh, Grenadier Nomad taken down by a cannonball already. Poor Nomad. There's PFC Donnell. Andrea. Let's see. And this is the only drawback with this map, is it's difficult to tell the movements of the forces. As here, on the plains, as Doberkin takes down some more people. Here, the old brigade. Trial Staff Handling. First Lieutenant Brown. Look at that. Colonel Sawyer with a couple of nice kills. So Colonel Sawyer and Bob Rabbit currently leading the kills. Always nice to see Colonels up the top there. So, we move over to see the 63rd Virginia. Supported by Brigadier General Farts. You'll never hear him coming. He is silent but deadly. And so we move over to Major James White of the 61st Virginia. Private Charles, and the flag being held by Jem Pinfer. Oh, fire coming in, and this turning into a serious outbreak of gunfire. As Sergeant Simpson and the other forces from the United States sharpshooters.
Let's cut the flighters open!
Well, precisely. And there's the quick one from the 77th North Carolina. And Route 1 also in there as well. And there's Fortune Zero. So, Corvo Mofo asking for a reset because his internet went out. I don't think that's going to happen. As down goes Brigadier General Farts. Killed by a horrible, horrible cannonball. Now, and more fire coming in from Colonel Sawyer. 10 kills, 1 death. Oh, we got to go and find out what this man is doing. The mass murdering Colonel Sawyer. There's Topsat. And there is Recruit. Don't know what his surname is, but he's just a recruit at the moment. And there's Nutmeg. From the old brigade, there's Brigadier General, of course. Ah, of course. The Michigan Volunteers. And Mateo and friends. No, that's Tarkidi. What is going on over here? Oh, they're on the side. Okay. What is going on here? Oh, it's Shrew. Engineer Shrew is building the equivalent of Artillery Fort Derp. And it's keeping the members of the Guard quite happy. Mooching around on it. So, all hail to Artillery Fort Derp, as produced by Invitational Shrew. As there's Minsk meat. God, that's a mouthful and a half. That's what she said. So now you can see Private Takeout. Now there's J.L. Taylor. And Radoy poised for the attack. And look at that, Doberkin with a kill into the 21st Alabama leader, the Colonel. Oh, this is just brutal. And down goes Major Stalin of the 2nd United States Sharpshooters. And look at this fight in a darkened field between 2 men, Robert Evans of the 61st. Oh dear. Okay, I don't think that went as required. But never mind. The battle's over. Donald. And there's Swaggles currently having a seizure. Not sure if he's taken his medicine. And here is United States Sharpshooters. Taking pot shots and living up to their name. Cutting down a man in the field. And here, defending himself from the New York State Militia, it is Robert Evans. Oh, that's just rude. As down goes Minsk. That's Corporal Alexander. Oh my God, they're literally building. It's Momotombo, or Momotombo. Is literally building a fort of tents. This is intense. So, Momo and Josp working with Recruit Sarkas from the 21st Alabama, looking for a situation where they can maybe get a crafty kill onto the enemy. So, 16th Tennessee, engaging the enemy under the watchful eye of Lieutenant Colonel Spork. So, his cannon position is quiet. 48 versus 27. So right now, this darkened map, the Confederacy is on the back foot. However, due to the nature of the map, as down goes Nutmeg. He got grounded underfoot, sadly for him, courtesy of a cannonball. As Lakesh of the Michigan Cavalry crashes his horse. And here is Colonel Camin. As we watch Corporal Dreyer reloading, so let's see. Now, what's going on with the United States sharpshooters? As there's Sergeant Major Jubo and Epic Scout, Flyme Fox, Jukin, Stenholt, and PFC Toilet with Whoop Whoop and Little Ev at the back. So let's see what's going on. So they've got to make their way over this fence, through this field, probably taking cover behind the rock. But it's an open field, and look at the way they're being silhouetted against the background. See what I mean? Down goes YLW. An opportunistic cannonball taking him out. You can see other members also making their way across. And now you can see the United States sharpshooters coming under sustained fire, having to back off to a better place with more support and at least a little bit more cover, because they were too much out in the field there. And there's Stonkson from the 14th, dodging left and right to avoid those bullets. Look at that. Dainty footwork from the 14th regiment member. Until he got shot in the bottom. So, the remaining members of these forces now are starting to flee. And there's Major General Musil trying to get the boys together, trying to get them sorted. And look at this, the North Carolinians making their way up. Ollie Parks, Volunteer Paris, Volunteer Nelson, Volunteer LS, who ain't volunteering anymore, Invitational Mark, and Butcheress. And there you can see the puffs of smoke from the fences of the defending forces from the 21st Alabama. The Union flag brought in, Old Glory, being carried with pride towards this building. But it could be a problem, as there may be people waiting. But it turns out they're Union forces. First Sergeant Sam of the 5th Georgian. And of course, recruit. So, looks like Sam's leading the Georgians out. There's Brigadier General, Major General Musil, working together with the lads. And look at them all. Look at all these bodies streaming through the fields. Darkened silhouettes in the background, and it's a kickoff in the middle here. Oh, this is where it's an attack on the artillery section of the enemy. As there is DK Magnify. And look at that, a fine ambush. And this is what a darkened map allows you to do. That kind of ambush. Very nasty indeed. With these boys holding back just in case there are any stragglers or survivors. Down goes Magify. And let's see. 7 Confederacy. So, this looks like most of them. There's Toilet. He's waiting. He's chomping at the bit. But he's been told to wait for the rest. As down goes Atomic Chicken. Look at this. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, fantastic. What a great moment there. The guy's looking to defend and shot down brutally. As down goes the man on the horse. And that is Corporal Alp. And we're looking for the last man standing. Colonel Camden, there he is. The flag indicating his position. It's Momo, and sliced across the front of the face goes Momo. Killed by Lakesh. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been a Dixieland Army North and South line battle for this evening. Thank you to all the regiments that attended. Thank you, of course, to the organisers. And we look forward to bringing you more North and South. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next time.